If you clicked on this video, then there's a high chance that you're probably lost in your life. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you don't even know if your career or your life direction is the right direction. But hopefully watching this video, maybe it can guide you into the right direction. Sometimes in life you might feel directionless. You waking up from bed, picking up your phone, browsing social media mindlessly, or just hopping on Instagram, TikTok, watching YouTube without ever thinking, what am I really doing? You're watching all these people live their lives, and meanwhile you're questioning whether you're even living your life.
That is really why I didn't post the last 2 months, but I'll get to that.
Of course, everyone has something to do in their day. You definitely have something to do in your day, but the question is it meaningful for you? Well, you came to the right video because hopefully I can guide you into redirecting your life, and hopefully you won't feel so lost after watching this video. There's a famous quote that goes around the internet. I have no idea where this came from, but there's a famous quote that goes around the internet that goes, happiness isn't a destination, it's the journey. By that, I have no idea who made that. But as commonly preached, it's often the most forgotten when it comes to real life. Although it is commonly preached and you probably hear it everywhere, it's very, very, very important. It's important to really have this mentality as your core value, which is that happiness isn't a goal, it is a side product. Meaning that true happiness comes from the things you do or the things you work for, rather than a reward or an end goal. Meaning that true happiness isn't necessarily the end goal, the end finish line. True happiness comes from things that are meaningful for you, and the things that you do that provide meaning and value to your life. Forming bonds, relationships, accomplishments, and quite simply appreciating everything that's around you. Now, don't get me wrong, I still encourage everyone to live a fun life. Like, come on, like, I want to party, I want to drink. Okay, I'm not encouraging drinking, but for those who are older or in their adult, don't be afraid to just do things for fun. Hang out with your friends, go out parties if you want, or stay at home, whatever. If it makes you happy, then go for it. It only becomes a problem when it starts becoming a necessity rather than a side product. So for example, you need to hang out with friends just to make you happy. You need to do this just to make you happy. You need this and that just to make you happy. That is quite frankly the wrong way to go for things. Me personally, I feel like simply appreciating like the small things. I think a lot of us forget to appreciate the things that are around us. It's very easy for us to really focus on sort of what we can get or like the future, when I feel like you don't need to have anything to be happy. Well, yes, definitely there are things that can make life much easier, like money. Definitely we need those things, but in terms of intrinsic happiness, I feel like we should appreciate the things that are around us. And by appreciating all the things we have, that means that we appreciate ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that you should appreciate all of your unhealthy habits, okay? Get your shit together. Instead of thinking that a future you will make you happy, I think it's important to realize that you should appreciate what you have. So that's the first part, which is to appreciate the things, and happiness isn't a goal. That should be one of your main core values, because if you follow that, then I believe that you will be truly happy, rather than chasing happiness. Alright, now that you learned that happiness isn't a goal, now it's time to sit down and to think about your life direction, your general life path. Now, in psychology, there are two sides in oneself. We call this the ideal self, we call this the real self. These are the two sides. Now, the ideal self is sort of the perceived version of yourself in which you feel is sort of the perfect version of yourself. I'm sure a lot of you have ideal selves. For example, I imagine my ideal self would be, I don't procrastinate, I'm always on work, I value relationships very well, I'm very communicative, all that kind of stuff. That is sort of the ideal self of me. Maybe you want to be more emotionally stable, maybe you want to be more productive. Whoever this better version of yourself is, that is your ideal self. On the other hand, your current self right now is considered your real self. Just like the name itself, it is the real you. Now, if you feel stuck, I want you to ask yourself, if I were to imagine a perfect version of myself that is realistic, what will it look like? Maybe that ideal self would, procrastinate less. Maybe that ideal self of me would be good at playing the guitar. Maybe that version of me would have a better physique. Your ideal self can even pertain to a job or a career choice. Just make sure to think of realistic goals that you think you can achieve. Once you have thought of these, I want you to write them down on a piece of paper, or you want to write them down on a notepad on your Google or something. Just write them down somewhere. This will act as your general direction for your life. Now, here is the most important thing that I feel like you need to understand. And this is my favorite quote from Conan O'Brien from Dartmouth College in 2011, where he says this.
But the point is this: it is our failure to become our perceived ideal that ultimately defines us and makes us unique. It's not easy, but if you accept your misfortune and handle it right, your perceived failure can become a catalyst for profound reinvention.
I feel like that's a very nice quote from him, because I feel like he's exactly right. I feel like what guides us to who we are, or what guides us as human beings, what drives us forward, is sort of our pursuit to this ideal selves of ours. Whether that be a celebrity that we wish to emulate, or whether that be just an idea of us in which we deem perfect. I feel like it is the failures and our pursuit of that ideal self is that what makes who we are. So don't be afraid to fail in pursuit of any ideal self, because that is just part of the process, and that's what makes us unique, and that's what makes who you are, and that's what makes me who I am. Now that you imagined your ideal self, and now that you've wrote down it on your piece of paper or on a Google sheet or whatever, now it's time to build the bridge that will connect your ideas into reality, giving you a guide to your life. I would say this is the most fun part, because this takes the least effort and you feel most productive, even though you're just writing things down. But don't judge me. For me, there are 5 main areas in life which you can focus on: career, passion, personal, relationships, and health. In the career side of things, this is where you consider your career goals and ambition. So for example, you can write about what kind of job you see yourself in. For passion, in the passion side of things, you can write about the things you're passionate about. Personal, in this area, you can write about the things you want to improve on yourself. For example, maybe you want to have an improved fashion sense, or maybe you want to be a cleaner person. Essentially, write about the things on your personal life that you want to improve on. Relationships. For relationships, just like the title, this is where you put your goals for your relationships and for the people that mean a lot to you. And finally, health is where you put goals about your health, your general physical health, and your well-being. Once you write all of these down, I want you to write down small habits that you can incorporate every day that you could work towards your goal. Now that you have sort of a mind map, or a sort of a general life plan, now it's time to incorporate them onto your daily lives. Now you could use a habit tracker, or you could use a physical planner where you could take down all of your achievements. You could log your habits that you wrote down in your plan. Make sure that the habit that you wrote isn't too much. Make sure it's manageable, and make sure that you do it consistently. Don't worry about doing 100% every day. Just make sure to do small things consistently, and throughout time, trust me, it will really build up into something big, rather than having 1 week of giving out your all and then just stopping because you feel burned out. So consistency is very, very important. Now, when you're playing a game, when things are very easy, you tend to get bored. You tend to feel like, what am I doing? This is way too easy. This is not fun at all. When it's too easy, you get easily bored of the game, right? And this is where a challenge comes in. Now, while an impossible challenge is quite discouraging because it's literally impossible, a decently challenging game is what makes a game fun. It is the overcoming of obstacles and challenges that makes the overall journey more fun and more rewarding and satisfying. It's when you overcome these big hurdles. Now, though a lot of people, including myself, simply accomplishing your habits every day consistently is already a big challenge. And trust me, the biggest challenge I feel like for everyone is consistency, because we're all human, and I feel like if everyone's consistent, then we would all be dominating in life. But while it is important to take small steps in your habits or in your journey, if you feel stuck with your habits, or you feel like you just feel like you're in the same place, then this is where challenging yourself can come in. When you feel like your life feels mundane, you know, you feel like you haven't really accomplished much, or you don't feel like there's this drive in you. So when things get too easy or when things get too mundane, let's take working out for example. Every day I would usually do 20 reps of an exercise, but sometimes I would feel, you know, I kind of want to do more. This feels mundane. So I simply just add more reps to my workout. And you know, the challenging aspect is, can I do more? Can I push myself to the limit? I feel like that's where the fun comes from life, because I feel like having a reasonable challenge in goals helps a lot as growth, because challenges are quite important in life, because often when overcoming them, they usually they reveal one's strengths or one's, you know, potential. And it's through difficulties in life, although albeit difficulties suck in life, it is through these perseverances that makes us stronger. So do incorporate challenges in your life, or better yet, try to overcome challenges that you already have. You know, it could be challenges such as, you know, completing your habits, or better yet, mastering your hobbies. So perhaps challenge yourselves in those domains. And finally, the last chapter, touch grass. Yes, I am not joking. I am legit telling you to touch grass. Go meet with your friends, go meet new people, go outside, go new places. There's a big chance that the reason why you feel lost is because maybe you feel cooped up at home. Maybe you feel like your life is on pause just because you're just staying at home, doing nothing. And to me, our physical and mental health are very closely linked together, since that they're heavily tied together. When you feel physically cooped up at home, you will also feel mentally cooped up, and you will just feel trapped. You will feel sort of stuck. I'm not saying that staying at home is bad. I'm an introvert and I love staying at home. But every now and then, I encourage you to go outside and to actually meet new people or meet with your friends, especially if you feel cooped up at home. And I feel like you should also take care of your physical health, and it could benefit a lot by going outside, or just generally taking care of it, or just generally good care of your physical health. If you try going to new places, then not only are you physically going to new places, but you're also mentally going to new places. So make sure you're eating adequately, make sure you're sleeping a lot more, make sure you're getting down the absolute basics for taking care of your health, and trust me, your life will pick up from there. How can we be mentally okay if our physical vessel is not? Right? That's why if you feel stuck, make sure to do small things every day, like making your bed, cleaning the desk, all that kind of things. It's these small steps that make it worth it in the end. Alright, if you reached this part of the video, I just want to say thank you. I'm flattered that you watched the entire video, or maybe you just skipped, I don't know. But yeah, I am back. I'm finally back. It's been a long time coming. I'm actually going to be doing a lot of more things, but for now I'm just picking up steam, trying to make more videos, and trying to get my life together again. But I just wanted to remind you that while I don't want to pressure you into getting your life together, because you know, the fact that you're watching this, or the fact that you're already if you're already taking action, no matter how small the step is, no matter how big or small the step is, as long as it's in the right direction, that means it means something. As long as you take action after watching this video, make sure to really get your grooves going. As for me, I'm actually going to be posting on TikTok now and Instagram, and I'm generally gonna try and make more content now, because I generally miss doing this. I miss the pain of making a video. I'm joking, I genuinely enjoy it, but I also miss you guys, and you guys have been so supportive. I read a lot of letters from you guys and kind messages saying that everything will be okay. They hope, a lot of you hope for my health to be okay, so thank you. But yeah, definitely I'm coming back with a bang, and I'll be streaming soon. Yes, that is right, I'll be streaming. I finally got my setup already. I just need to get a table and a few other things, and then I'll be streaming very soon. We're gonna be doing study with me's, we're gonna be doing Q&As, and most importantly, gaming. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. But most importantly, make sure to drink your water. Bye.